The Nifty.Show.
Nifty is as nifty does, Mama used to never say because she didn't know what an NFT was. I'm still not sure that my mom knows what an NFT is, but that's okay because I do, and so does my son. And we are here right now, Joel Comm and Zach Comm. Hello, Zach.
Hello, Sir Lord Dad.
That's good. I like that. You have learned. You have learned, young Padawan. Have we made you a Scottish landowner yet?
I am no kind of landowner right now.
Oh, okay. You need your 1 square foot of land. We need to fix that so you can become an official lord. Well, today we're talking profile pictures. We're talking tokens. We're talking Web3. We're talking good causes. We're talking celebrities. We're wrapping it all up into one as we welcome Jesse Tevelow to the show. He is the founder of Praise Pals. Praise Pals. PraisePals.io. Jesse, welcome to the Nifty Show, good sir.
Thank you, Joel and Zach. Nice to be here. Appreciate both you guys and what you're doing, and yeah, just excited to jump in today. So thanks again.
Yeah, these are a collection of 2,222 characters on Ethereum who represent inclusivity and joy. Now, this is not just a profile picture play, though, right? A PPP, a profile picture play. It's more than that.
That's right. Yes, it's way more than that. That's the tip of the iceberg for us, and it's hard to tell in a lot of this riffraff happening in the space right now what's real and what's not, and how deep things go. But I've been working on this project for literally a decade. I conceived of it over 10 years ago, and been waiting for the right time, and the market's here now, and so it's very exciting. But there's so much more behind it, and you can kind of lead the way, Joel, and I'm happy to dig in wherever you want to.
Well, let's start with the pals themselves. This is a generative set. I've got Rarity Sniper here, so you can see some of the rarest ones that are out there. These are minted. The sale's already taken place, and
Right.
if you didn't get a Praise Pal in the initial sale, then you can grab one on OpenSea or the other marketplaces where they might be listed. So I like the guy here in the chicken suit.
The golden chicken suit, that's a popular one. Yeah, those gold ones are rare. All the gold costumes, the astronauts are pretty rare. The pandas are very rare. So there's layers in here. These are kind of there's super rares, and then there's the general set, which still has tons of diversity in the full set. So we feel like the art really hits home for a lot of people.
It's certainly very colorful, and it's an art style that's very easy on the eyes. But as you said, this is the tip of the iceberg. So what is the heart in the project itself?
Well, great question. It's funny you mentioned heart because it's actually love is the centerpiece of this entire project, and the company is called Praise. So it's actually the parent company is just called Praise, and Praise Token Inc. I think is our official name. So there's a token, right? And so we are kind of fully immersed into blockchain, crypto, NFTs, Web3, the whole thing. And Joel, I know you've been in it for a long time. We've been in projects together, I think 5 or 6 years ago, where we were both advising and doing different things. So I've been in this for a long time. I know the benefits and the tremendous power behind this technology. It's a paradigm shifting technology. It's changing the world now, and it's quickly going to be used everywhere. So I can go into like how the token works and how that plays into the Praise Pals. But the idea is that Praise tokens, a token of appreciation, right? And so we want transactions to be more relationship based, less transactional. We think people are tired of big data. They're tired of institutions, banks, governments, all this stuff. We want to bring power back to the people, back to the individual. And we're doing that by showing that we can create a currency out of love. And so love is truly an abundant currency. It's blue ocean, right? We can create as much love as we want. As long as we can turn that into currency, we can create as much currency as we want. We don't need a government or a bank to tell us we can do it. We can just do it. And so that's our token, Praise token. And then I guess I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap it up by saying our tagline right now is have fun, earn praise, and save the world. So what we mean is we take our PFPs, our NFTs, we give people that IP, that brand. We start doing events and fun stuff. And then we use our token to just reward everybody. So we have fun and we earn praise automatically. And we can talk about how our token does that. And then we throw a lot of that to good causes that help elevate the world. And so we're saving the world at the same time. So it's a really feel good project.
So I'm especially curious as to the mechanisms behind the token, because I suspect that one praise does not equal one unit of love. That seems very difficult to quantify. But I'd like to hear about how the token is distributed, and then how you anticipate it being spent, and where you think the value that's in the praise token comes from.
Yeah, great questions. The token is the infrastructure. It's the horizontal layer that can go, 100,000 years. In fact, our token model is generated out to, it's mapped out to exactly 1,000 years. And then we have our praise pals, which are like it's like a product, right? A vertical, which sits on top of that. So you can imagine that the token can start to be like the praise pals are like one node. It's like one node on our infrastructure. And so the praise pals will leverage the praise token. And that token, our network token, is the token that's going to be used in the praise universe. But praise token could also be used in anything. Amazon could use it. And we can talk about that. That's like the 5-year, 10-year plan is when companies and brands just start using the token. But to tell you how the token works, it's a fixed supply token. Instead of 21 million like Bitcoin, we have 21 billion. So we added 3 zeros. We used a B. So 21 billion. And the way the token works is it's a deflating inflationary token. So what that means is it's inflationary. So more tokens are coming out into the network all the time. In fact, they're coming into the network every 24 hours. That's how our schedule works. And so every 24 hours, more praise tokens are coming out into the network for 1,000 years. Now, who gets those tokens, right? Where do those tokens go? Those tokens go to Praise Pals people. They're going to go to anybody that uses our products, anybody that is a partner with us, anyone who spins up another node. So those tokens just keeps going to people. That's pretty cool, but that's pretty normal. There's a staking mechanism, everyone knows staking, I think, in this space at this point. But we also have an algorithm that defines who gets above and below that emissions line. So Zach, I can get real geeky with this, but to just boil that down, like you and Joel could both be using Praise. You could both be using Praise Pals. And depending on what you do today with it, if you buy some pals, if you invite people, if you do different things, our algorithm will see that. And that's the Praise algorithm, and it's going to give you more tokens than Joel that day. If it's the reverse tomorrow, Joel will get more tokens. So it's a granular level of incentivization. It's a gamification token based on love and currency. And it's granular to the individual on a global scale, infinitely scalable, infinitely kind of like flexible.
You don't have a small team. I mean, there's a lot of people that are working on this project with you right now. So including some who have worked with some really big names in the entertainment industry. So how does the entertainment industry, figure into all of this?
Yeah, I love your questions, guys. So we're in LA. So that's a big, I think, feather in our cap, and it's something that we're trying to focus on as a brand, right? NFTs are so hot. How do you differentiate? There's lots of PFPs. Well, we've been here in LA for, I've been here almost 10 years. There's a lot of connections that have been made in the entrepreneurial world and also in the media and entertainment world. So, you're scrolling through this and you can see if you're looking at the screen or if you've got a visual right now, there's a bunch of people that we have on our site. And, these are people, Joel. It's a very lean project in terms of who's working on it every day. Like our
Mhm.
team's probably about five or six people that are just cranking every day, all the time. And even those people, we have multiple things, right? For me, it's 100% this. For almost everybody else, they either own their own company. Like my co-founder James Somerville, he was a former global brand designer for Coke. He did all the Coke ads, but he's got his own design agency. So he works with me as a co-founder every now and then. I talk to him probably once or twice a week, and he handles a lot of our design, a lot of our art direction, a lot of the composition you see in the brand. This is a guy who he just did the global campaign for Coke, like the new Coke ads you see all over the world right now. That's him. So he's
Nice.
working on, and it's like that all over the place. We've got people from Rock Mafia, music production label out here, a lot of people in entertainment. We've got some NBA stars on our roster of sort of like advisors and founders, co-founders. So it's a really cool Web3 project. There's all kinds of people with their hands on this, and I love that.
Very interesting. But I'm curious to know more specifically about the entertainment sector that Dad was just getting at, because on the Praise Pals website, it mentions celebrity involvement a few times, and I'd really like to understand that better.
Yeah, I mean that's again, it's a big piece of the puzzle for us being in LA. There's a couple names that I can mention. So one is the one I just said was Rock Mafia is a music production studio that collaborates with pretty much everyone. Right? They collaborate with like John Legend, with Ariana Grande. Yeah, Tim James is the one of the co-founders, and I know him very well personally. Right? Just through again connections here in LA, and so I've known him for many years, and so we have an LOI, we have a letter of intent with him, basically saying we may do drops with any of his artists. And that,
Hmm.
like I said, it's like an infinite list. So that's one of those things where we're starting to build these long term and they're non-exclusive. I purposefully am making everything in our whole thing is non-exclusive. We're like open source. Nobody has job roles. There's no W-2s. This is like full on Web3, right? And so that's kind of how we see this whole thing. And so with Tim, he's like, yeah, man, let's do some big drops. So that could mean a lot of things. Nothing completely concrete yet for that. We also have Paul Pierce, who's an NBA champion from the NBA, who is one of our co-founders, a founding praise pal, if you will. That's what we call them. And he, if you don't know, he was an NBA champion for the Celtics. Incredible. So he wants to do some work with us too. So there's lots of people like this that we're talking to behind the scenes. I can't really drop tons of names all the time, but you get the idea. Like we have these partnerships in LA that we think are going to open up the door for us to um, connect these folks, like connect these celebrities to the PFPs and the artwork and the culture of praise and what we're doing. And then all of a sudden, you've got mainstream media looking at it. You've got celebrities that fit our culture. You've got good causes, and you've got the artwork and the IP around the whole thing. So that's kind of the idea with celebs. And
For those of you who are watching the video version, I'm playing a video of your launch party. What mansion was this? This was, wow.
Yeah, so our first kind of proof of concept was last October, about 6 months ago, and this is when we announced everything. We announced the praise pals, we announced the plan. I think a lot of people didn't believe us, so they didn't know exactly what we were talking about at that time. But yeah, we had an incredible party in more of like a mini festival, is what I like to call these. Um, it was in Katy Perry's old mansion, at old house, actually, Joel. So that's who had it, and then it was repurchased from Katy Perry, and an incredible developer architect guy named Lorenzo, who's I'm friends with now, bought it, and it's like it's his pride and joy. I asked him if I could buy it one day, and he said absolutely not. He has to die first for me to try to get it. But we call it the we call it the Praise Mansion, as sort of like that's where we are going to plan to have multiple events in LA. But I'm always scoping out new ones, and we have, I think, even a just as awesome, if not even crazier, Joel, as the next one. So you and Zach will have to come to that one. But again, if you're seeing the visual, if you're just listening, I encourage you to go to our site, and we've got this video up there. But it's a compilation of this party, and the space is just magical. We had over 20 NFT artists and exhibits displayed. So that's why I say it's like a festival. There's live art, people painting at the party. There were live interviews happening, podcasts. You guys could even get content next time, Joel, at the party. We had Edge of NFT and a couple other folks doing stuff like that. I mean,
I saw
it
that.
was
Yeah.
it was like a festival, food trucks, like the whole thing, too, DJ. I mean, it was crazy. And it's not just a party. You look left, and there's the co-founder of Tether, the biggest, $68 billion in value. He created that. You look to your right, it's like the founder of, the previous VP of brand for Coca-Cola, James, and it's just like, whoa, like these are, so a lot of magic happens, a lot of deals and discussions and projects and collaborations happen. Artists, designers, investors. Like it's really cool. So that was the Praise Mansion party.
Nice. I'm looking at the card, the Praise Member Experience card on your website. When will these be available? Because I see it gets you a whole lot of stuff, including the Praiseland Islands allow list. So I guess you're doing metaverse stuff as well.
Oh yes, very deep in the metaverse. My first company was a game company, so I can talk about that in a second. But the member cards, yes, I don't even know if they're uh, going to be they should be out by the time this drops, and I don't know if they'll be available, but you can go check them. They may be sold out, but I think we're putting them out in a couple days from when this is being recorded. So again, I don't know when you'll get it out. I think our target date is Sunday, whatever Sunday is. So I don't know
Okay.
how fast you can get it out, but or when this will drop. But yeah, you should. I would say it's whatever Sunday is. This is Thursday, so what is that? The 15th? I think it's the 15th. Yeah, is when they drop, and then they're gonna be. This is a private mint for our existing Praise Pal holders, so you have to have a Praise Pal, in order to get these, and then they'll go on OpenSea if people relist and if there's some left over. So, do you want me to explain what you get for these things, man? Because it's a lot.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a brief summary.
Yeah, I'll do it quickly. So, the card is like the key that unlocks everything. So you get future drops from us for free in many cases, or allow lists for lots of things we're going to put out. You'll get VIP access and first access to our events like the Mansion Party in the Hollywood Hills, discounts on merch, our token. You'll get bumps in our token once it starts coming out. So for holding the card, you're just going to start to earn praise every single day, every 24 hours. And there's lots of other things, but so it's like a key. It unlocks everything.
Nice.
So what is the next drop that's going to be more open? Can you talk at all about that? It sounds like it might be out a good distance.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I'm happy to mention here, and I think this might be a dropping bombs like never heard before on until this moment right now.
Do
So
it.
yeah, we can do that. I really haven't not talked about this. So there's the I'll start with that one. So the thing that we haven't talked about yet is jetpacks. So we're going to be releasing something called jetpacks. If you see in the image here that's up right now, there's actually someone with like wings, like flying through in the image on the site. But we're going to start to release these utility based NFTs that go with our avatars. So you'll be able to get a jetpack if you have a Praise Pal and you have a jetpack. You'll be able to go to different areas. So the jetpack basically gets you to move around different places. Right now, what that means is in our Discord, we'll have private areas for really cool stuff, alpha drops, different things that people can get for having a jetpack. Once we go into the metaverse, we're going to have islands. And so islands is another thing that we've announced, and you'll be able to purchase islands. This is similar to land and, in the apes and all these other projects. So we're going to start to define praise land by islands. So you'll be able to get an island. If you have a jetpack, you'll be able to go to different islands. You can start to imagine within our Discord, we have chats around music. There might be a music island, right, where we have concerts with celebrities who sing, musical artists, right? We have a sports chat. That might be the sports island where Paul Pierce and our other NBA stars hang out and do events with us. And if you have the jetpack, you get to go to these places and go to these digital events, right? And then they might start to flow into the real world. So, okay, so now you've got something happening in the digital space and you went to the sports island, but now a week later you get to go to the NBA championship finals with the praise crew and some NBA stars, right? So it starts to become this very rich, very exciting experience that flows both into the digital world and also into the physical world. So those are some of the NFTs, Zach, that are coming down the line that are utility based. But then we're also going to be releasing more characters, right? So we have 2,222. That's the Genesis collection. And people who own these, if you want to go buy anything on the OpenSea right now from the Genesis collection, these Genesis pals will give you the biggest access, the most VIP access, along with the member card, right? But we'll have additional collections. The next collection, some of the next collections we're talking about is the Praise Rave, right? Ravers. We got a lot of people who love music in our audience, and we've been told like that would be really fun. So we might do something there with a collection that's very, music based, rave based, exciting costumes. We're also talking about the Praise Pros, like pro athletes, celebrities, thought leaders, right? And so there's these opportunities for branded expansion character packs. And so that's what's coming next in terms of our PFPs and our characters.
Mm. I love that you're building and encourage you to continue down that path. The website is praisepals.io, or you can read about the Praise Token at praisetoken.io. Jesse, thanks for coming on. Praise Jesse with his Praise Pals.
Thank you guys. Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing I can leave everybody with, it's like the whole idea behind this project is to give praise. It's about giving first. It's about being kind. I always say be selfish and be kind. So it makes people think for a second, but I think we need to take care of ourselves first. We need to be selfish, take care of yourself, right? Be kind in doing that. And if you're selfish and kind, both of those together, you're going to create some really amazing things in the world for a lot of people, including yourself. So Joel, Zach, thanks for doing the stuff you guys do. Love it. Thanks for bringing this out to the masses and educating people. Really appreciate you, both of you.
Thanks,
It's
man.
great to have
Appreciate
you.
you too. Yeah, Zach, do you remember the motto of Blockbuster Video?
No,
It
no,
was
I
"Be
don't.
kind, rewind." That was what they used to say. Be
Oh,
kind, rewind.
I should have
And you
known that.
guys can be kind by going and giving us a review. We prefer 5 stars. I mean, if you're going to give us a choice, you can say, hey, I can leave a review. It could be 4 stars. It could be 5 stars. We prefer 5. If you're thinking less than 4, then I think it's time to go walk the dog instead. We'd rather you do that. But make sure you do subscribe, share, ring the bell. And as always,
Keep it nifty.
Looking into the future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Joel and Zach are the hosts, you'll know. Joel and Zach say this will blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go! It's the Nifty, really kind of spiffy. The Nifty Show.